you doing? What are you doing? You. How's it going, everyone? I want to talk today about something that I'm really passionate about, which is learning English. Learning any language is a very interesting process, is a journey, and it's different for everyone. And I think the best thing to do is to find what your path is and define how good you want. In order to do that, there are a few questions that you need to ask yourself. Am I willing to spend a decent amount of time on this? If you are for real, if you really want to become fluent, some of you may not know it, but English is not my first language. My first language is Spanish. That's my native language. But I've found a lot of great things in learning English. And I think one of the things that I want to talk about is that it gave me a different voice that I felt like I didn't have before. And it's really nice to be able to really appreciate other kinds of things that you're not used to, because when people think in different languages, they create differently and they have different thought patterns. When you learn a new language, like so many doors like open and you can appreciate and understand a lot more things. And your brain also expands because now you can think in different languages. You need to find what interests you. Do you like the news? Do you enjoy nature, politics, art, movies, music, books, poetry, Shakespeare? Find what you like and then latch onto that thing. Pick up a book that you really like. For example, I started with The Shining by Stephen King, one of my favorite books of all time. And I started reading it out loud. And at the moment, I didn't understand much English. Learning your point of frustration and learning to identify that frustration when it comes up in your learning curve, because it will be there. So when you're reading and when you realize that you've reached that point of like, I don't know if I can keep going. Like, I just feel so stupid because I don't understand. You need to learn how to identify that and how can you move from that and move quicker, move to something else that you can do, or keep going and try to understand by context. A technique that I use is also like scanning through paragraphs, and you pick up a paragraph, and if there are certain words that you can identify and that you can understand what they are, connect them, link them together, and then you get some kind of context and some kind of meaning out of them. Reading out loud is good for your pronunciation, is good for your grammar, and it's good for your overall understanding of art and the pattern of thinking of the English language, which I think is really useful and really good when you're learning. I would say the best way to do it is through books. If you watch a movie that's in English, you put the subtitles in Spanish or whatever your language is, and then slowly you switch and you put the English subtitles, even to a movie you already know. So you can start by using Disney movies. Everyone knows Disney movies. So if you start by watching them in English and then you put English subtitles, you're learning grammar while you're watching a movie you already know the plot of. You're focusing on the words and how they're saying things. Why do you want to learn English? Why do you want to learn English? I think that's the first question to ask, is the why. Why do you want to do it? What's your point? What is your goal? And how good do you want to get at it?